Welcome to Travel with Danny and MJ.
I'm Mary Jane.
And I'm Danny. We're traveling the world with just carry-ons and a backpacky.
We're going to Waterloo!
Got off our bus from the train station here near the Waterloo battlefield, and we can see the Lion Memorial Hill. We're just going to walk around. And we are approaching the memorial, the brown building at the bottom of the Butte de Leon is where they have the Panorama, the painting that depicts the day of the battlefield, and all around us is the Waterloo battlefield. One thing we learned is that the Battle of Waterloo was not actually in Waterloo. That's where Wellington's headquarters was, and since he won, he got to name the battle, and he said it was Waterloo, but town of Waterloo is a little ways from here. There's the kind of cannon, I'm sure it's not the authentic cannon that was used in the battle. Some other equipment around. We're here early in the morning, waiting for it to open. Butte, the Lion Monument is actually not to Wellington or to the Prussians, it's to the Prince of Orange, the Dutch commander who was injured during the battle. And a number of years later, this area was under the rule of the Dutch, and they decided to have a monument to their. That's the way up to the Lion. Walk 226 steps to the top to get a real view of the battlefield. As I said, they built this for the Prince William of Orange, the Dutch leader. They not everyone was happy about this. Wellington said they changed his battlefield by building this giant mound with the statue at the top of it. So when you get to the Waterloo, this is where you enter for the visitor center with the memorial 1815. This is part of the visit here. We have this diorama detailing in miniature the battle in the morning. There's also an audio guide that you can download onto your phone that tells you all the different things about Wellington and Napoleon and what happened on these days, the different structures, the different farms. This is the museum, the Waterloo site. Lots of interactive exhibits, all kinds of things about the French Revolution, Napoleon's conquest of Europe, and the Allied opposition to him. It is all covered with your audio guide. There's a fast version of the audio guide tour and a longer version. They said the audio guide, the full version takes 2 hours. The faster one, I'm not sure how long it's supposed to be, but it cuts down the time. So along here, we have on the left side all of the different soldiers, cavalry, infantry, artillery, and their uniforms of the Allied, so the English, Dutch, and German Prussians. And then on this side are the French troops, cavalry, artillery, infantry. And the audio tour has all guides and all the different things about the uniforms, about the conditions, about the different commanders on both sides. So we're gonna go up 226 steps to the top. Okay, nearly there. 226 steps to the top to see the lion. She's gonna make it. She's coming up fast.
好灰幕吸啊，跛有條。
呢個景好似幾靚。
你依家叫人落去，睇有冇人聽你嘅。
How did you like the climb?
I didn't really like it.
How do you like it now?
It's very nice.
It's overlooking the battlefield. There's more of the battlefield on the other side of the Lion Monument. And among those trees over there is the Uguman Farm, which is one of the important parts of the battlefield. There were 3 farms across the battlefield that were used as positions by the Allies. They were eventually overtaken by the French, but the French had to use so much resources to take those 3 farms that by the time the Prussians arrived late in the day, in the evening really, they couldn't react to that new influx of opposing forces. The French were defeated. Here's another of the farms that was key to the battle in terms of the position of the Allies and the French having to take those positions away from them and losing a lot of resources in doing that. Down below are some of the equipment, the cannons and things that they used for the battle. And the 3rd farm, quite far away, called the Belle Alliance, is where the Prussians came from, really from the right and behind the French, and really won the battle for Wellington and the Allies. Now we're heading down. The round building there is where the Panorama is. It's a 100-meter long painting of the battle. We're going to go see it next. Down is easier, as usual. We've entered the Panorama. You can take a look at the understructure of it. This is a full panoramic painting of the Battle of Waterloo with some kind of structures in the front, props in the front to make it a little more 3D. And it is a depiction of the battle in the afternoon when the French were still had the upper hand in the battle. It was before Blücher and the Prussians arrived and really turned the battle in the favor of the Allies. Until they got there, the French were the superior force, but they had really used a lot of manpower and resources to get that upper hand, and when the Prussians arrived at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, they were not prepared for that. And 8 o'clock at night seems late, but this was in June, so the days were very long then, so it was still light when the Prussians arrived and were able to turn the tide of the battle. Now we're over to the Allied side of the Dutch and the British forces. It's really quite an impressive painting and presentation. Napoleon is also depicted here, way in the back there on his white horse, observing the battle.